Hey, what's up? Today I'm going to give you a quick breakdown of a fashion shoot that I did not too long ago. This shoot involved the C70, also the iPhone 15 Pro. So if you want to check out that footage, stick around. This shoot was for a jewelry company based out of Atlanta, Georgia. And this was more of a e-commerce shoot. So it was a lot of like models wearing the jewelry on white or different colored backgrounds, as opposed to a campaign shoot where we would be out on the field, you know, different locations, kind of telling a story with it. This is gonna go on the website, on your product landing page to show how the jewelry looks and lays in real life. So let's get to it. So here's our basic setup for the day. We had a 2-light setup. I was using the Aperture 120Ds with the light domes. And the way that these were arranged was it's giving like a very even light. So we had one kind of Rembrandt style coming 45 just off centered. And then we had another one coming more straight on. There wasn't so much of a key fill situation. They were both blasting at 100%. This was just to kind of evenly light the model, and the position just kind of gave a little bit of contrast on one side, not too much. Because like I said, this is for a website, this is for a product page. This isn't necessarily to have like a super cool creative look. They want to show what it looks like in real life. And just a side note, so this is a brand that already had a very established style, lighting, vibe. You know, they knew what they wanted based off of the photos that they've been doing for years. And I've been working with them for a few years, and the photographer has been working with them a lot longer than I have. So I'm just kind of matching her style a lot. I'm kind of, just because of the space, I would kind of mirror what she was doing with her lighting setup. That way it's the same vibe, it's just, you know, the shadows and the highlights are flipped, going from photo to video. And all that's to really say, you know, it's really fun as videographers and photographers to come in, and we've got ideas and we're creative, and we know we have these visions that might look super cool and they might be really awesome, but at the end of the day, it's what the client wants. And if the client already has this style, then I'm just there to facilitate what they've already established and to execute it to the best of my abilities. I'm not really trying to reinvent the wheel with this setup. So for this shoot, I was using the Canon C80 with a small rig cage on top of it. And the good thing about the small rig cage is it's Arca Swiss, so I can attach it directly to the RS3 plate. I also have the small rig handles that attach to the gimbal. These are pretty much my go-to settings. I shoot in the XF APS-C 10-bit on 4K C-Log 2. These are my exposure settings. We're doing 5600 for white balance, no NDs, f4 base 800 set to 800 ISO. These days are pretty fast paced just because we're doing photo and video and there's a lot of product to shoot. So generally the structure of the day would go, they'd have the model put the jewelry on her, photo comes in, does her shoot, and then she stepped aside, I grab the video really quick, and then we move on to the next jewelry. And because the strobes for the photography are so much brighter and her exposure is so much darker than what I'm doing for video with the 120Ds, I'm not having to turn them off every time we switch between photo and video, which is a real time saver, but you know, that is something that has to be checked with the photographer before each shoot. I have been on shoots where the video lights are affecting, you know, some of the fill on the photography side. So then we do have to turn them off in between photo and video. These kind of shoots can also have a lot of people on set. We have the makeup artist, we have the person that's styling the model, we have the people from the company, we have the photographer, we have myself doing video. So, you know, it can be a little busy. While I'm waiting, I'm staying back, I'm letting them do what they need to do, and then I'm stepping in and doing what I need to do. For this particular shoot, we were doing 2 different setups. So there was the white, very even lighting, but then we did do a few shots at the end that would be more for social media or stuff like that. So we changed to the beige backdrop, and what I did was I killed the light that was in front of the model, and we were just using a 1 light on the side, and then also adding a negative fill on the opposite side just to kind of increase those shadows on that side of the face. I don't have any videos in action because all the BTS was shot on my phone, but this particular client wanted horizontal and vertical video And what we've discussed in the past, and we're still doing to this day, is I shoot all the vertical on a iPhone 15 Pro Max using the Osmo Mobile, so a little gimbal. And I'm shooting all that with the Blackmagic app just so I can dial in my settings. And that's also in the HEVC codec, just to save space because the ProRes is so large on the phone that it's, it can fill up your memory very fast. There's still a few kinks that, you got to try to work around a few hiccups here and there, but for the most part, it's a very great option because I can run in, grab the horizontal with the Ronin and the C80, and then grab my phone with Osmo Mobile, grab all the shots really quick, step out of the way, let the photographer come back in. And I'll show you a couple shots right now of the C80 versus the iPhone footage. Like I said, very shocked, very surprised, and very happy with how all of that turned out. I mean, you've basically got a professional video camera in your pocket nowadays. So that was just a quick rundown with some BTS of a recent shoot that I did. Like I said, there's nothing groundbreaking in this. We're not reinventing a wheel here. We're not trying to create a short film. This is client work for a client that they pay for. And at the end of the day, you gotta make the client happy. If you have any questions about gear I used or settings or just about working in this kind of environment with commercial video, leave a comment. I'll try to respond to everything as quickly as I can. If you thought any of this was cool or helpful, subscribe, like the video, leave a comment. All of that really helps out the channel, and it also helps the algorithm know who to send these videos to. All right, until next time.